Peace, love, harmony, and light. Man, I know it's been a minute, but I just want to take this time to give thanks to my ancestors, for being the conduit, for being, the connection to the source. It's a beautiful thing when you are in tune with who you are, but you also are in tune with those who came before you and know the significance of reaching out to them for guidance. So I just first want to acknowledge them and give them all the praise. Secondly, I want to thank each and every one of you that's subscribed to the channel, and whoever this video may touch, my energy, my voice. I ask the universe to bring you nothing but peace, serenity. I wish you all the best. Because you see, we have to take time. We have to take time to grow some more, to learn some more, to step into a higher realm of knowledge, of awareness. Any man or woman who confess to know it all is a fool, because learning is an ongoing thing. Just when you think that you know it all, the universe will surprise you and slap you with something new. So for me, knowing that, I have to take time to learn. I have to take time to grow. I have to take time to step into wisdom. Knowledge is infinite, and becoming aware that I'm a deity. I am a speck of the source of what people call God, but I am that manifest in the flesh. And having that realization, it brings me to a point where, or a place where I always have to keep seeking, looking, knocking, asking for truth, for guidance. Because I realize that I'm in a state of a limited capacity, because man in the flesh is flawed. And when I speak of man, I'm speaking of man in his or her generic form. I'm talking about male man and female man. So when I say man, I'm not excluding female man, because of course, the Most High created man, and in man was female and male. So therefore, when I speak of man, I am not excluding the female man. I am speaking of both the masculine and the feminine energy. So my sisters, please do not feel left out. Okay? Man consists of the male man and the female man, just to reiterate that. All right. So moving forward, when I say man, it means female man and male man. So with that being said, let's proceed. Man is flawed in his physical manifestation, and the goal is to step back into perfection. The goal is to step back into immortality. The goal is to step back into limitless. Okay? The concept of limitless. We are all immortal in our spiritual form. In other words, we have a twin. Each and every one of us, we have a twin, or even many different versions, reflections of ourselves, having different experiences at the same time. But because we are only aware of this one manifestation of ourselves, which is the flesh, we are not able to tap into those other reflections or those other manifestations of ourselves. Because why? The man form, the physical man form, is limited. The physical man form is flawed, capable of making mistakes. And that's why man always end up disappointing man. Because you see, we tend to put all our trust in the physical man, into the physical manifestation. And we always tend to get disappointed. Why? Because man is flawed. Okay? But we are living in an age of awakening, an age where every man has to step up for himself and herself into the realization that you are a deity. And to be a deity in its true essence, you have to act as one. Not just say you're one, but the attributes of a deity, you have to display it every single day. You feel me? Otherwise, you're just talking about it. What do I mean by that? I hear and see so many people talking about how conscious they are, how spiritual they are, that they are gods. Well, I'm not disputing the fact that you are a god or a deity. I'm not disputing that. Because regardless of whether you are a deity, that's risen, or a deity that's in your fallen state, it still doesn't change the fact that you are a deity. However, where I tend to draw the line is, are you a deity, or what you call a god? Are you a god that has risen to be righteous? Are you ripe in your season? Now that is the question. Because you see, many people that are out here claiming to be gods, but they are still in a fallen state. They are still in a sunken place, creating chaos, havoc, animosity, division, still promoting the downfall of their people, being an enemy to the children of the Most High. So does it change the fact that you're still a god? No, it doesn't. You are just a fallen god, a confused god, a god in a state of confusion. But because that's all you know, it has become your reality that you think that you are on the right path. But I beg to differ. I would suggest that you take some time to get to know the attributes and the characteristics of the Great Spirit and of all our righteous ancestors. You see, too many people are spending time seeking and giving too much attention to their distractions opposed to their attractions. I'm going to repeat that. Too many people are distracted by the things that's causing chaos, opposed to being attracted to the things that's going to bring them bliss, that's going to bring them growth, that's going to take them to a higher level of inner standing. Why? Because the mind is more prone to entertainment. The mind is more prone to destruction. The mind is more prone to chaos. But what we have to realize is that we have a choice. That's called free will. Everything that's happening to you is a matter of free will. Your present condition right now is a result of cause and effect. Okay? What caused the situation? And the result is the effect. So everything that you did yesterday, an hour ago, the day before, last week, last month, last year, a few years ago, your current situation is the effect, the result of what it is. Now, if only we knew the significance of cause and effect, wouldn't you want to make changes right now so that your tomorrow can reflect a better effect? But of course, that's a rhetorical question. That is for you to answer. Ask yourself that question. Is my life what it is at the current state that it is in my life? Could I have done anything differently? And I am certainly sure that many of you would say yes. But I'm not going to speak for you, so I could only speak for myself. I am in a state of bliss at the current moment. Why? Because I had to make choices. I had to make decisions. I had to plant seeds in my life that would give growth to bliss, happiness, love, a place of serenity. You see, I know I had to make some changes for that to manifest. And many people will not get that. Okay? Many people will not get that. You see, people will assume and presume things about you. But you have to know the truth about you. My people, what you have to realize is this. The universe only sees the real you. The universe doesn't acknowledge or recognize the person you pretend to be. I'm going to repeat that. The universe cannot identify with your representation. Okay? Now, you may fool people with your representation because people are not in tune enough to see the real you. But you see, we could never fool the universe. The universe sees us for who we are. So we could pretend to the world as much as we want to be this righteous, to be this so-called conscious man. But trust me, the universe sees right through you. And because the universe could only identify to what's real, the universe will give you exactly what you're seeking. You may have some temporary victory. Yes. You may have some temporary gain. You may have some temporary advantages. But in the long run, the universe is going to take that away from you. Because whatever you sow, that's what you're going to reap. Don't think that you are getting away with it. No. Nah. You see, that's why it pays to always be true. Always be righteous. Always be walking a path of righteousness. Be real. And when I say be real, I'm talking about be true. Because you could be real and still be full of shit. But you see, the universe could only identify to what's real. And that's where karma comes in. Once again, karma is nothing but you reap what you sow. And I think that's a perfect scenario. The universe has set up something so perfect. Where you are responsible for your own judgment. Nobody's coming to judge you. Nobody's actually looking to judge you. No. You set up your own judgment based on your own actions, based on your own intent. There is no mystical figure in the sky looking down, judging you. Oh, well, you did this, I'm going to burn you up. Or you did this, I'm going to put you in a place called heaven. No. All that's man-made. The only judge that you have is you, based on your intent. So you create your own heaven and you create your own hell. Man, that's called responsibility. But too many of us are running away from our responsibility. We always want to cast blame on somebody else. not taking responsibility of our own lives. You know, my circle is very small. All right. I know how to differentiate between family, friends, associates, acquaintances, and even people who consider themselves enemies. Even they have a purpose in my life. Because what they say, keep your friends close, and what? Your enemies even closer. But you see, it's a skill. Learning the skill of differentiating the energies that's in your life. Learning how to point out who a true friend is. Learning how to point out who family is. Who relatives are. Of course, we know who relatives are. They are blood. But family is something different. Learn the difference between friends and frenemies. In other words, people who are pretending to be your friend, but they're nothing but an enemy. Know the difference, because people always send their representation. So now, how do you identify if someone is real or not? Then you become in tune with yourself, become in tune with the universe, and the universe will show you the truth, because the universe could only identify what's real. You see, too many people are caught up in the distractions opposed to the attractions. Be attracted to the things that's going to change your life. Be attracted to the things that's going to make you a better man. And of course, just to reiterate, when I speak of man, I'm talking about male man and female man. Do you rise with the sun with the intentions of doing unto others as you would have them do unto you? You see, the laws of the universe are really simple, and we have forgotten these basic laws. They are so basic, but because of greed, animosity, jealousy, envy, we want what another man has, not realizing that the world is your oyster. You could have your own. There's enough for everybody. But you see, we have learned the ways of Satan. And Satan is nothing but an adversary. Anybody or anything could be Satan or Shaitan. Satan, the devil, is not this mysterious man with a red velvet outfit with horns. No. As a matter of fact, that could be you. So Satan or Shaitan is nothing but the adversary to what's righteous, to what's right, to the truth. So therefore, Satan could manifest in any one of us. As a matter of fact, both energies exist in you. The one that rule your life, or the one that govern your life, is the one you give the energy to, the one you feed the most. But I guarantee you, if you starve that negative energy in you, if you starve that Satan or that Shaitan in you, then guess what? Positivity will reign. Righteousness will reign. The truth will reign. It's a matter of choice, my brothers and sisters. It's called free will. But many of us are weak. We have succumbed to a life blinded by materialistic things, by the things of the flesh. That is called being weak. You see, you have to be able to walk among men as a deity and not be tempted by the flesh. And many people will not understand, understand, and overstand your purpose. So they will weed themselves out, thinking that you are not true, thinking that you are not righteous, because they haven't taken the time to see the true you. Brothers and sisters, Only you know how real you are. Your realness or the truth in you should not be based on the perception of how people think or feel about you. Okay? As long as you are walking the path of righteousness, as long as you are walking in truth, then let people say what they got to say. Let people do what they got to do. Because only real recognize real. Only real recognize real. The universe is real. The universe is the truth. So the universe will acknowledge you. And the universe will always provide for you. How do I know that to be true? When you look into nature, you don't see animals paying rent. You don't see animals buying food. You don't see animals going down on their knees and begging for things. No, they just know when they open up their eyes every single day that nature is going to provide for them. You see, that's when you are living in truth. And it's so simple. By the click of the fingers, our lives could change instantly. All we have to do is change our minds. Make up our mind that we are not going to be controlled by the powers there be. The Most High created man in their likeness and image, and I'm saying their likeness and image, to have dominion over everything on earth. Therefore, the creation of man should not be controlling man, period. We are the highest order. But we have fallen so hard that we allow our creations to control us. Governments, entities, to control us through fear. Well, I'm here today to tell you that you have nothing to be afraid of. Nothing. Because we have the true power. Nothing could exist without us. We are the true energy. We are the true currency. We are the true resources. That's why in every job there is a human resource. Because you are the life of the business. If you take your currency away, your energy away, everything is going to fall. But because of fear, well, how am I going to pay my rent? Oh, how am I going to pay my bills? Oh, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Well, let me tell you. By asking you a question, how does the animals do it? How do they do it? It's called being in tune with who you are. Knowing that you are a deity and knowing that you have nothing to be afraid of. Knowing that you will rise like the sun tomorrow and there would be food on your table. Knowing that your children will be fed. Knowing that your children will be clothed. It's called knowing, not believing. There's a difference. You see, when you live in the know, the universe will provide for you. But when you live your life on belief, there is always a chance. You see, you tend to live your life in fear. What if? You know, I believe, but what if? Live in that small window of misfortune, of mishap. But when you live your life in the know, I know when I rise tomorrow, there will be food on the table. I know when I rise tomorrow, the bills will be paid. As a matter of fact, I know that if I am walking in truth, then I will not have to pay no rent. Because now I'm going to stand up against tyranny. I'm going to stand up against those who are oppressing the people. It is more of us than them. But first, you have to throw the beliefs out the window. The belief that one man is coming to save you one day. You see, that's a fairy tale. You have to save yourself. And that is the honest truth. I'm going to give you another analogy. If you are on a plane and you're going on vacation, when they read the rules, the safety guidelines, and they tell you, in case of an emergency, if the plane is about to crash or there is some type of emergency and the oxygen mask falls, even if you have a baby with you, who is the first person you have to save? You have to save yourself. Now, many of us, of course, because of the love we have for our children, you may want to save your baby first. But by you not saving yourself first and saving the baby first, that means everybody could die. So what does that tell you? You have to save yourself first in order to save anyone else. That is not being selfish, no. It's just wisdom. It is just the natural laws of the universe. Self-preservation. It doesn't mean to be selfish. However, it means to be selfless. Okay? Knowing the balance of being able to love yourself, take care of yourself first, but still having the knowledge that you have to be your brother's keeper and your sister's keeper. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. One of the most basic fundamentals, laws of the universe. And we have forgotten that. Because I'm not doing videos, it doesn't mean that I don't care. All it means is that I am doing work in silence. I don't always have to broadcast everything out there. Why would I tell my enemies everything that I'm doing? And when I say my enemies, I'm talking about the people who don't have your best interests at heart. Too many people are going around playing the color game. Well, the white man this, the white man that. Well, the black man this, the black man that. Well, you see me, I don't see white and black. I see people. And as a matter of fact, I go beyond seeing people and I see energy. I see intentions. And I'm very good at reading those things. And if your intentions are not pure, then that means I don't want to associate myself with you. I don't care what color you are. I have grown to a point in my life where I see beyond the physical attributes of man, the physical characteristics of man. I'm starting to see people on a higher frequency. I'm looking at energy right now. So people will tend to take a step back from you because they think they know you. Okay? They are assuming things. They are presuming things instead of coming to talk to you as a man. And once again, when I say man, that's an implication of the female man and the male man. So they get in their feelings and they make you an enemy. They make you a stranger. They make you a frenemy because they are not man enough to come step to you and talk to you. But you see, when you're walking that path is very narrow and that path could be very lonely. Your circle becomes very small. It might be 1, 2, 3, 5 people in your circle. And that's okay. Because you know what? I would rather rock with one friend that I know I could trust, that I know that has my back. Okay? That one friend that is loyal than to walk with 10,000 that I cannot trust or that's not loyal. Because once you have found one loyal friend, you have found gold. You have found wealth. You are a winner. And I am just so thankful. I am very fortunate that I have not just found 1, 2, or 3, but I could count at least 5 to 10 people that I have found that I know I can trust, that are loyal. Man, I am wealthy beyond words. And that I will not take for granted. So once again, take the time. Put down the distractions. Turn the televisions off. Turn the low vibrational videos off, the low vibrational songs off. Take some time to grow. Take some time to get to know yourself, to connect to the universe. Step into truth. Stop living the illusion, because you know if you're living an illusion, you know yourself. Yes, you could pretend to other people, pretend that you are righteous, pretend that you are true, pretend that your interior motives are all pure. When you cannot fool the universe, you cannot fool the Great Spirit. So like I said, you may be having a streak of growth in your physical, materialistic things, but you're still pretending. It's okay. The universe is going to give you that rope to hang yourself. Only truth will reign. Only truth will make us victorious. And man, it's a beautiful thing when your heart is as light as a feather. That is the greatest feeling in the world. And when all the smoke is cleared, people will see who the real ones among us are. See, me, I don't beg for friends. I don't buy friends. Friendship is a natural phenomena. It happens naturally. Brotherhood, sisterhood happens naturally. You don't have to force that. It's a natural thing. Relationships is a natural thing. So before I build any relation, I allow my ship to sail. And I will gravitate to the right energies, the ripe energies. Because in nature, there's only ripe and green. So the moral of the story, Chief, what is the purpose of this video? Are you speaking subliminally? Are you throwing shade? No, I'm not. Are you speaking to anyone in particular? No, I'm not. I just want you to know the moral of the story is only you could save yourself. The moral of the story is stop being fake. The moral of the story is walk in truth. The moral of the story is you may be able to fool your brother or your sister, but you cannot fool the universe. You cannot fool the source. The moral of the story is whatever you sow, that's what you're going to rip. The moral of the story is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The moral of the story is nobody's coming to save you, but only you could save yourself. The moral of the story is it's time to love each other again. The moral of the story is stop chasing materialistic things. Stop living your life through materialism. Stop chasing the illusion. The moral of the story is stop being attracted to distractions and stop being attracted to the things that's going to make you a better you. That's the moral of the story. And last but not least, there is still work to be done. Still work to be done. Stop being a mental slave. Stop being black. Stop being African American. Stop being a citizen of a corporation. Step into your proper standing as a man, flesh and blood, made in the likeness and image of all those who came before you. Stop being controlled and be the one in control. We are deities, self-governed, and we need to step back into the realm of a risen deity opposed to a fallen God. You see, I have grown so much that I'm not focused on the labels anymore. Indian, American Indian, Aborigine, yes, I am all that. But what's higher than that is I am a man. A man made in the likeness and image of the Most High, my Creator. Therefore, nothing, no one has power over me. I am self-governed, self-directed. No government, no governor, no entity has authority over me. And I reserve all my Creator-given rights. When you know that to be true, the universe will take care of you. They will. So as long as you're walking in truth, only the truth will set you free. And remember, you don't have to buy friends. You don't have to seek attention. For all those of you doing videos on YouTube for likes, for subscriptions, for the fiat currency that your videos could bring you, man, I wish you all the best. I have grown beyond that. I do it for the love of the people. Be in tune enough to know the real ones among you. Be in tune enough to know. Be in tune enough to realize the real amongst you. Be in tune enough to know that every need that you have, every want that you have is already taken care of. There's no need to be afraid. Just know that. You have the power. You are the power. You are the currency. You are the resource. Okay? That's keeping this machine alive. And without you, it's going to die. Just imagine that. Just imagine if you knew this to be true. What would you do? If you knew for a fact that the system that's oppressing you, that you are the one keeping it alive, what would you do? Think about that for a second. If you knew for a second that the slave masters, that you are the only one that's making them your slave master, you are the only one that's making yourself a slave by the words that you speak, by the things that you do, and the things that you accept. If only you knew that to be true, what would you do differently? Think about that for a second. My people. And when I say my people, man, I'm speaking of that intent, that energy. I don't care what color you are. You have the power, and no one could take that away from you. With that being said, I do hope you have a beautiful day. You have a beautiful continuation. Be attracted to the things that's going to make you a better you. And stop being attracted to the distractions. My email is in the link below. For those of you who want to build, get into your proper standing, there is a process. Hit me up. Peace, love, harmony, and light.